Hello, my name is Scott Loomis. I am the Regional Manager for Tech for Learning, and this is my Parents Guide to Using Wixie at Home. We're definitely at an unprecedented point in our nation's history, the health crisis, the current health crisis, and the closure of so many things, disrupting our daily lives, and in many cases, keeping the students away from school. If this crisis extends for weeks and goes into months, there will be at some point where the students need to do work at home. I have two daughters myself, and things have definitely changed for them. One's a senior in high school, and she can't graduate. She can't get accepted to college if she doesn't complete her coursework. And the other in college, they've already announced no more face-to-face meetings this semester. We're going to go completely cloud-based. And what's wonderful about Wixie, it's available on any device with internet connectivity. So if your child, has a Wixie account from their school or district, this is going to be something you can get from a laptop, a desktop, a Chromebook, an iPad, a Kindle Fire, even your cell phone. There's a nice view on your cell phone. I mean, not if you're going to do big art projects, but it's great for simple stuff and adding like audio recordings. The one caveat to accessing Wixie on all these devices is the browser. We went with system standard browsers, browsers that are currently being supported and updated. So that means Chrome on a PC device. Please do not use Internet Explorer. If you try to access Wixie through Internet Explorer, it will freeze, it will lock up, it won't function in some way, and that'll be a bad experience. You don't want that to happen. And on the Mac side of things, you're going to use Safari. Stay away from Firefox. Safari is the browser to use. So whether you're on a Chromebook or an iPad or whatnot, you got to use Chrome when available or Safari on the Mac side. And that's kind of the how-to. Now, I should also mention that I am a father of two wonderful daughters, as I already said about their school, and I understand the concerns. I feel them as well, and there's a lot of uncertainty right now. So the ability, and I think to myself, I understand we're out of school. In some cases, they moved spring break to encompass this time. I don't mind them being lazy. If they want to sit in front of the TV for a bit, they can do that. Hopefully, they're talking to friends or maybe even going to visit some. In the small groups, it's all just good for them. But at some point, especially if they were younger, elementary aged, I would want them to do something of value during the day. Yes, you played games. Yes, you watched TV. But for the next half hour, I need you to create something. And Wixie is an ideal option for that. So when your student logs into Wixie, and they're probably going to do it through a district link, there's going to be some sign-in page. Maybe it's Clever, maybe it's through Google, maybe it's through just a generic Wixie page. You will have them sign in, and then they need to find Wixie, which is a painted hand icon from the instructional tools or tools menu to open it up. And when they do so, this is the first thing they'll see. Maybe they have assignments from teachers. And I would think if a school district has Wixie, and as they start to do basically learning from home for students, why not assign templates from teachers to students, and all they got to do is open it up and work on it. However, I also could go and choose new landscape. Before I get there, your view for your student's account or your child's account, may be a little different. For kindergartners and first grades, there's also a primary view. It tries to simplify things. So instead of a new up here, it may just be a plus sign, orange plus sign here in the center of the page. That's where they can open up a new project from. So if your child's account is a primary one, the similarities are there. You just need to kind of look at what I'm doing. When we get into painting and brushstroke, and I am going to choose landscape, there are 6 brushstroke options, for example. But a kindergartner doesn't need 6 brushstrokes. They just need 1. So again, it might be a little different layout, but the options are still there, just not as many. So as I mentioned with the brushstrokes, Wixie at its kind of basics is a paint draw program. And there's no real differentiation between our paint draw program and others. I think it's very easy to use, but a draw program is a draw program. I'm going to go ahead and draw a trunk. I'm going to go with brown. And if you want more colors, more than 10, all these arrows always mean options within Wixie. So I can, except in primary view, but I can go ahead and select the arrow. There's a 1,000,000-point color wheel, so I get any color I want. Or I can actually, because I was on brown, choose shades of brown. So I'm going to go back and stick with that big brush stroke here. And I could have made lighter strokes or whatnot. But I'm also going to go in and choose to spray leaves on my paper. So I'm going to choose nature from the pull-down menu. And let's get some nice leaves. And we'll make about that size. Nope, too small for that big trunk. So I can just paint over it. I could have undone, this files here, but I was good with just painting over it. And again, this isn't intended as a review for you to understand how to use Wixie. The joke often when it comes to working with adults is that most adults need 45 to 60 minutes to get really comfortable with Wixie. Children need about 3 minutes. And they're good to go. So, just let them know you want something and they can work on it. I mean, they could draw a birthday cake and record themselves singing Happy Birthday Grandma. And you could send it to your mom. And there's a way, I'll show you how to share it. And mom would open it up, grandma would open it up, and she could click on it and then you listen to the child reading or talking to them or whatever. Maybe they're making their own stories. Right? In fact, that is the most powerful tool in the program here. You can add one audio recording per page. I'm going to click record. And that recording can last up to 5 minutes. Right? And that's 5 minutes on this page, at another page, 5 more minutes, at another page, 5 more minutes. So your kids could make their own stories, their own tall tales. They could recount vacations. They could do this own adventure in which they're part of. I mean, they can have all sorts of fun. And instead of doing the laborious typing, which I may want in some cases, they could just do it through recordings. Now, I've also mentioned how to add a page. There's also ability to insert images. We call our clip art stickers. And there are over 10,000 images. Many stickers appear in multiple folders, so you can just do searches. But if you can type and spell, spelling counts, you can easily do searches. And there it is, deer. I'm going to bring in, I'll bring in this one. And I can double click on it or just click once and add. There it is. And if I want to modify it, I have options over here. Now I can click away from it and click back on it. Because when I click away from it, actually, you see I don't have choices. So you have to select it to modify it. And I'm going to flip it. And yes, it will read it.
Deer.
So there's my picture. I could easily add text to this as well. When I add the capital T tool, say hi, for instance. And again, if you're using, or I don't know if I mentioned it before, but if you're using a screen with a small resolution, some of these menus may be condensed. These three may be combined with just a plus symbol, if your resolution is super small. So there it is. It says hi. Again, with the text, the kids can have it read to them. So if they're typing paragraphs, they can have it read to them as like a proofread or pre-editing. But I like, I can change fonts, size, align, shadow. I can also turn it into a call-out bubble. And if I'm not an oval kind of call-out bubble guy or gal, I like to say you can choose the different designs as well. Pow for Batman. You know what? I'm going to go back with the original. And I'm going to move the tail over. And I'm going to move him over a little bit and move this down for spacing. So I could do multiple pages. I could add it as is, or I can actually duplicate this page and modify it as part of a sequential story. And I can print from the file menu things like comic books, which is 6 per page. So you just have 6 pages or 60 pages open. It'll put the first 6 on page 1, the next 6 on page 2, so on and so forth. You don't draw lines or partition the page. But you can also do postcards, and then comic book is postcards, the comic book 4, so you got 4 per page, or the comic book 6. So postcards only 4, 6 per page here. You can do single pages. Also, booklet's nice. It's where you fold it up into a little mini book. So you print it out and fold it lengthwise, or a hot dog fold in teacher jargon, and then fold it again, and you got page 1 on the front, 2 and 3 in the middle, because it's folded into quarters, and then 4 in the back. And if it is 12 pages or 11 pages or 17 pages, you can staple the multi-pages together, which is kind of nice. And although they might not necessarily have things to trade, the option to repeat a single page project and turn it into trading cards is nice. It'll print 9 baseball card sized documents on one sheet of paper. So you cut them up and you have the ability to trade. So your child can make trading cards for the family members for fun, of pets they want to have, of things they see outside as far as insects and animals and whatnot. And it can be pretty cool. And again, one of my favorite activities, and I'm going to log out here really quick, when it comes to, I'm going to log into my teacher account, interviews. I mean, the kids could also pretend to be something. I mean, they go outside and they see a butterfly or a mosquito, and they get, hi, my name's Michael, I'm a mosquito. Let me tell you a little bit about how I live. And in this case, the student did the same thing. They did an interview with a dinosaur. And this is a second grader. And instead of doing a PowerPoint, they take that bulletin information they researched and turn it into a conversation. And I'm going to show you just a couple of pages because I really, really love this one. I'm going to show it here. And I'll be quiet while it runs.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline, and I am interviewing a dinosaur. So, dinosaur, what is your name and what does it mean? My name is Colophysis.
And again, what she's done is she's duplicated the pages and then made modifications on each one. And again, I love she used a goofy voice. She's having fun with it. And again, this is something that students can do that is meaningful. All right. And again, it doesn't have to be curricular related. If the school isn't providing anything, it can be something that you two have agreed upon. So I'm going to go back and log in as a student. View is very similar, but a little bit different. And I want to talk about existing templates. Now, when I click on templates, and this account is actually set up 3rd grade, we have over 2,000 existing templates, but I only see as a 3rd grader templates that have been tagged as potential use in 3rd grade. Now we know some schools may teach, a science topic, magnets in 2nd grade. Others may do it in 3rd. They may do phases of the moon or planets in 4th grade, where others may do it in 5th. So know that what's wonderful about this is it's already been condensed as far as what's available to something that's appropriate to your child's grade level. So I can go in and do some generic stuff, all about me. I can do career goals. I can make a wanted poster. I can even do a superhero ID card. I'm going to go back into templates. I look at stationery, something broad. These borders for all sorts of fun. Maybe I am making invitations for the next, for a party coming up. If I do have a birthday party and maybe I'm going to invite just a couple kids, I can make that. Or, you're waiting for the holidays, kids can make your own holiday cards and you can print them out and do it from there. But we do see stuff, for instance, under science. Earth and space. There's Earth, and here are layers and topsoil, volcano ocean floors. That is appropriate for 3rd grade. I can go back in on templates, and I can choose graphic organizers. Or something that can actually be fun is this general one with things like scrapbooks and deep thoughts and my goals, as well as a superhero ID card, or even notebooks or wanted posters or all sorts of things here. So design a snow globe. So some are basic, open-ended, and others have a specific task. But what's wonderful is all you should has to do, I'm going to go to that design a snow globe, is click it, and it'll open it up, and they can start to modify away. Now, Wixie saves every 20 or 30 seconds all by itself, so there's no worry about loss of work. And believe it or not, it also makes whatever they're doing available for their teacher to see automatically. There's no Dropbox. So when it comes to assignments, they can obviously see the work those kids have done as far as the assignments or templates that they've been given, or if they're just having fun, the teacher could, recognize that they are creating work as well. So neat stuff there. I'm actually going to log out of Wixie again, and I'm just going to go to Wixie.com. And I want to point out that when you're in Wixie.com and there's more overview videos and resources here, there is a parents section. And again, this is going to provide additional guidance for how your child could be using Wixie for grade appropriate learning experiences. So there's different information here. There's these guides for each grade with more detail about what your child in this grade should be using it for. Using it at home, here's some sample student work, like that dinosaur interview. I believe it's under 2nd grade. Animal alliterations, interview a dinosaur. It's coming up here. There it is. My wireless is a little slow today. Literature connections, things the most in the world. It's like them doing another spilt milk page or any kind of book or repetitive pattern with your younger kids. They create their own. Right? And then help and obviously individual subscriptions. If you wanted to explore it on your own and your student doesn't have it available, your child doesn't have it available, you can use that as a practice account. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead as my last thing here, sign in and put my contact information up. Again, I know a lot is going on. I know you may have questions or concerns. If you have any reason or want to, for any reason, reach out to me. You're welcome to. I can forward you to potentially someone that's in your region. I live in the Maryland area, so the Mid-Atlantic region, but I'm happy to at least point you in the right direction. And if you're looking for more ideas of what to do, I'm a good follow on Twitter because I share ideas. And we're going to start blogging new learning ideas every day starting the last week here in March. That you may decide opt to do to get that 30 minutes of doing something important or more meaningful for your students every day. It's going to give you those ideas. Well, I wish you all the best. Again, contact me if you have any questions. And I wish you and hope you are safe and happy and healthy. Thank you.